welcome to the Vodkast neighborhood. I'm your host as always, Jason Oliveira, and today we're going to try some out-of-date treats. And we also have to say some goodbyes to some other date treats. So here's the intro. About a year ago around this time, this went on clearance. Well, maybe it was a few weeks later because it was after Halloween. But I purchased it with the idea of doing a video review of it. And here we are, nearly 365 days later. Can you say 365 days later? Good! Why not try them now? Because as stated earlier, we have to say goodbye to some old friends. I have been collecting pretty much every piece of food that's, showed up on here that maybe had leftovers. Not like Oreos and stuff, but there was hot stuff. It's time to purge. It's time to say goodbye. And along the way, not only did I find those treasures and treats, I found some other things, and I'm going to share them with you before we finally get rid of them. But let's take a good look at this, because this only comes around once every 50 years, this cereal. Or something like that. I don't know. It might be on the shelf right now if you really want to go look for it. This is a combination of not only one, not two, but 5 of the monster flavors. You got Booberry, you got Count Chocula, and you got Frankenstein. You got Yummy Mummy, and you got the Fruity Wolf, or whatever the fuck his name was. I can never remember. What was it, Corey?
Fruit Brute.
Let's give him a first smell. This year old. June 20th of this year is when they expired. So there we go. It's a weird combination of flavors going on. I think due to the fact that you got things like, Count Chocula, which is a chocolate ice cream, versus all these other fruity flavors. It's a little strange. But if you think about it, think about some of the things that you enjoy with fruit and chocolate. Like strawberries, chocolate-covered strawberries. Chocolate-covered bananas. I have some in my freezer right now, little slices. They're delicious. 25 cents. No, those weren't 25 cents. I found just a crazy deal at Kroger the other day. A bunch of 25-cent ice cream. So what was I going to do? Leave them? As you guys know, I only use milk when I'm doing these cereal reviews. All other times that you see any kind of milky beverage in my hand, it is always almond milk. But there's no way to do a true cereal review with almond milk because as similar of qualities as they are, they don't taste the same really. There's definitely a big difference. And I'm sure you could argue with me that well, if you have oat milk and you mix it with 1 part soy milk, then you'll end up with something that tastes 97% close to real milk, real cow's nipple milk. Expiration dates are a funny thing. Sure, we should probably pay attention to them, but if we were in a post-apocalyptic situation where the war has popped off and there's zombies in the streets everywhere, and you come across a can that says it expired 2 years ago and you haven't eaten in 2 weeks, it might be worth a chance. What you want to do, though, is if you find a can in the post-apocalyptic world, here's my post-apocalyptic tip for the day. Take the can, push in and down, up and down on the top and bottoms. If you get any pressure, if you get any popping, if it moves a little bit more than, like, say, an 1/8 of an inch, it's no good. It's botulism. It's got inside there. I know. I'm a professional. Trust me. Okay. Here we go. I think this is soggy enough at this point. Let's try. I want to get a good combination of different pieces on here. I think that represents pretty well a little bit of everything. Here we go. It definitely feels a little stale. When I'm talking about canned goods, you can eat canned goods past their prime. Trust you me. Cereal, it's going to start going after that date. All things considered, being that it's expired for about, 4 months now, 5 months, it stood the test of time. It's fine. It's testable. It's reviewable. Unfortunately, I got nothing good to say about it. Individually, on their own, I'm sure they're fine, but I've never been a huge monster cereal fan myself. Booberry be the only exception, and even then, it's not my go-to. Now, if you go to Dunkin' Donuts and you happen to find that they have marshmallow and blueberry syrup, Make yourself a Booberry. Have them mix it together. It's phenomenal. I got to give props where props are due. That's to Jess Carlozzi, my good friend and the host of Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits. We want to send her our best here from the Vodkast. I know she's going through some stuff. I won't mention it because that's private and personal. Maybe I've said too much. I apologize if I have. Yeah, no, I'd give that like a 4. It's okay. I'm sure they're better on their own. I just, 75% off. You can't say no. But now it's come to the part of the show where we have to say goodbye to some friends, some new friends and some old friends. This is a deep fried Oreo that we got from Sheetz no more than 2 weeks ago. I wish I had one to compare it to show you guys, but they're normally about half the size of this, like a regular Oreo size. And this thing is just the mother of all deep fried Oreos, at least from Sheetz. So goodbye. It was nice knowing you briefly. And this is the staff of raw Cheeto. 2 snakes facing each other. I really hate to say goodbye to that one, but I found that at the back of one of my drawers just open and exposed. So take care, guys. See you in the afterworld. All right. This one's tough. This is tough. There's some real treasures in here. My sons actually keep an eye out for me if they're, for example, eating candy corn. All right. Well, we're going to have to dig to the candy corn. But so these are the Oreos that I've found that have been the wrong side out on one side, which this isn't the rarest thing in the world. But as you'll see later on, there are rarer. Goodbye, Oreo number 1. That's looks like some kind of a double stuffed. It's a birthday cake. It's a birthday cake, and that's one-sided. Happy birthday, Jesus. Okay, now this one. This is really tough for me to give up because there's some beauty behind it. I was going through a bag of white chocolate covered pretzels when I found these two interlocked for all time. You know what I mean? I feel like I can't get rid of that one. I got to keep that one. Maybe I can put it in resin. Maybe Carol can put it in resin for me. That's a good story, as is. I'll let you guys, if you want to, whatever you want to do with this one, but it's not a really extreme rarity. It's just weird that there was a crack down the very middle of the chip. Interesting, huh? Goodbye, Chip. Nice knowing you. This, an extremely rare Oreo, which I was forced to eat on Zoom one night because of my friend Desi down in Florida. It was a triple stack. They're not supposed to come this way. This is gingerbread. They come out once a year. So it was a cookie, a cream, a cookie, a cream, and a cookie. Now, you might get reverse shells and stuff like that, but this doesn't come along but once in a lifetime. So this is sad to say goodbye to. And now we are down to pretty much, okay, so we got a few weird jelly beans in here that, you could explain those away. That happens in a package, but my boys, they keep an eye out for me. Bye, jelly beans. And I'm going to get rid of all but one of these. And these are all just weird rarities of candy corn. But this one had, I don't know if you can tell because of coloration and monitors and cameras and stuff, but there are 4 layers. There's a yellow, an orange red kind of up the top, and then a white. And the gradient was so impressive, I had to keep it. But the rest of these, this one just looks like an old snarled tooth. Maybe I could just put that in place of the tooth that I lost. I'm a monster. I'm an awful monster. Okay. Goodbye. Of course, we got to keep this because it's the old Oreo. And like I said, if I could, I would be happy to find those 2 things in resin and be able to keep them for all time. Be a nice little thing, a little treat. Either way, I'm going to keep them in there. Eventually, that pretzel was white. It is now yellowed and it's starting to crack. But it's in a relatively sealed container, so it's not like being exposed to ants and stuff like that. Not that ants should be exposing themselves to my special treats. If you guys love my special treats as I love making these videos, as much as I love making these videos, you should consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and hit the little bell icon. It'll let you know every time I put out a new video. Don't forget to make somebody smile today and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. Let's sing and dance in the sun and the rain as one, my brothers and sisters. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when that last moment's going to come for you. However, never live in fear of that moment. Always live in love and never let your inner child die. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and take care of those around you who cannot take care of themselves, for they are the ones that need it the most. I'm Jason Oliveira. This is the Vodkast. I'll catch you guys a little bit further on down the road. Take care, everybody.
Yummy Mummy, and also Fruit Brute